He was the Black Mamba, an icon of relentless drive, obsessed with building a perfect dynasty, not just in basketball, but in his family. He famously branded himself a girl dad, pouring his legendary Mamba mentality into his 4 daughters. But the untold, heartbreaking story is what happens when that meticulously crafted world is shattered in one single, fiery instant. What truly became of the daughters, left to carry the weight of that monumental legacy? And how does a family survive an unimaginable and very public tragedy? Welcome. You clicked on this video because you know the legend, but you sense the real human story lies with the family he loved more than anything. In this in-depth, respectful documentary, we will tell the complete, multi-layered, and deeply poignant story of all 4 of Kobe Bryant's daughters. We will explore the journey of the eldest, Natalia Diamante, the survivor who has stepped into the spotlight as the family's new standard-bearer. We will honor the profound, unfulfilled legacy of Gianna Gigi, Maria Anora, the Mambacita who was the designated heir to his basketball throne. And we will respectfully discuss the futures of the 2 youngest daughters, Bianka Bella and Capri Kobe. The little girls who will grow up knowing their father and sister only as legends. To bring you this powerful story, we have gone far beyond the sports headlines and the initial reports of the tragedy. We have meticulously researched the archives of Kobe's life, his Mamba mentality philosophy, his post-NBA career as a storyteller, and most importantly, the courageous and dignified way his wife Vanessa Bryant has fought to protect her children and their shared legacy through legal battles and the creation of the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation. This is not just a superficial "where are they now?" It is a deep, unflinching exploration of grief, resilience, and the future of a legacy carried forward by the remarkable women Kobe Bryant loved most. Number 4. The eldest daughter. The survivor. Natalia Diamante Bryant. The story of the Bryant heirs begins with the firstborn, the princess. The daughter born at one of the most turbulent and challenging moments of Kobe Bryant's public and private life. She grew up as the symbol of his family's resilience, and at just 17 was forced to become the pillar of a shattered family, carrying the weight of the future on her young shoulders. Born on January 19, 2003, Natalia Diamante Bryant was the first child of Kobe and Vanessa Bryant. Her birth was more than just a happy event. It was a profound anchor in a stormy sea. She arrived just 6 months before the 2003 sexual assault allegation in Eagle, Colorado, an event that threatened to destroy Kobe's career, his reputation, and his marriage. In the aftermath of that scandal, as Kobe and Vanessa publicly reunited and fought to rebuild their family, the infant Natalia became the living symbol of that commitment. She was the reason they stayed together, the focus of their renewed bond. Her childhood was a study in contrasts. On one hand, she was the Princess of Los Angeles, the cherished daughter of the city's biggest hero. She grew up courtside at the Staples Center, witnessing her father's legendary work ethic and his last 2 championship victories. She was raised with the Mamba mentality, not as a slogan, but as a daily practice, an expectation of excellence, discipline, and relentless hard work. On the other hand, her mother Vanessa worked tirelessly to provide a bubble of normalcy, protecting her from the most intense glare of the spotlight, ensuring she had a private life, friends, and school experiences that were her own. Unlike her younger sister Gianna, Natalia's athletic passion was not basketball, but volleyball. She became a skilled middle hitter for her high school team, Sage Hill, leading them to success. Kobe, in his post-NBA life, embraced this, fully coaching her team and analyzing volleyball with the same intensity he brought to basketball. He was her biggest and most demanding fan. Her path seemed set. A star athlete likely destined for a top-tier Division I college career. Then on January 26, 2020, her entire world evaporated. Just days after her 17th birthday, her father Kobe and her beloved younger sister Gianna were killed in that devastating helicopter crash. The struggle of Natalia's life is this unthinkable public tragedy. In one moment, she was not just a grieving daughter. She was the eldest survivor, the rock the person who had to, alongside her shattered mother, hold the family together for the sake of her two baby sisters, Bianca and Capri. The weight placed on her, a 17-year-old girl, is almost impossible to comprehend. How do you process the loss of your father and sister, while the entire world is watching, while murals of their faces cover your city, while you are suddenly responsible for being the strong one? Her journey since that day has been a masterclass in resilience and grace. A true testament to the Mamba mentality she inherited. In the months following the tragedy, she had to navigate her own profound grief, while also graduating high school, applying to college, and supporting her mother through an agonizing lawsuit against Los Angeles County over the leaked photos of the crash site. Instead of crumbling, Natalia pivoted. While she had the talent for volleyball, she chose a different path, one perhaps closer to her father's post-NBA ambitions. Kobe had won an Oscar for Dear Basketball and founded Granity Studios, a media company dedicated to storytelling. In 2021, Natalia enrolled at the University of Southern California, USC, her father's dream school, for her reportedly to study filmmaking. That same year, she signed a major contract with one of the world's top agencies, IMG Models. Her untold story is this remarkable quiet transformation. She has stepped into the public eye, but on her own terms. She has attended the Met Gala, appeared in campaigns for brands like Beyoncé's Ivy Park, and graced the cover of magazines. She is not just Kobe's daughter. She is Natalia Bryant, a model, a film student, and a powerful young woman. She has become the public face of the next generation of the Bryant legacy, the standard bearer. She and her mother Vanessa are the co-guardians of the flame. And her every move is a tribute to the father and sister she lost, and a promise to the sisters she is helping to raise. She is the living embodiment of her father's favorite saying, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." Natalia is carrying the family's legacy forward into the worlds of fashion and film. But to truly understand the weight she carries, we must honor the sister whose path was cut short, the one who was destined to carry the basketball legacy, the girl who was the echo of Kobe himself. Number 3. The heir apparent, the tragic legacy. Gianna Gigi, Maria Anora Bryant, the second daughter. The child who was not just like him, she was him. She was Mamba, the one who inherited her father's fiery spirit, his competitive drive, and his profound love for the game. Her story is not one of what happened, but the heartbreaking, unfulfilled, and now immortal story of what was meant to be. Born on May 1st, 2006, Gianna Maria Anora Bryant was the second child arriving during the prime of Kobe's post-Shaq, pre-Pau Gasol career. From a very young age, she was different. While Natalia was the more reserved princess, Gigi was a firecracker. She was, as Kobe lovingly described her, like a little pit viper. She was the one who, when fans told Kobe he needed to have a son to carry on his basketball legacy, would defiantly say, "I got this." And she meant it. Of all the children, Gigi was the one who fell deeply, obsessively in love with her father's sport. And Kobe, in his retirement, found in her a new profound purpose. He had famously been a distant and self-focused athlete. But as a father, he poured his entire being into his daughters. With Gigi, this meant becoming her coach, her mentor, her biggest champion. Their bond became one of the most beautiful public stories in sports. The world watched as the retired Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, became Coach Kobe for Gigi's Mamba Academy team. We saw the viral clips, the two of them sitting courtside at NBA and WNBA games, her father intensely breaking down plays for her, Gigi, listening with the exact same focused, analytical gaze. She wasn't just watching, she was studying. She adopted his moves, the fadeaway jumper, the footwork, the relentless Mamba mentality. She dreamed of playing for the Yukon Huskies, the most dominant women's basketball program, and then joining the WNBA. There was no doubt in anyone's mind, especially her father's, that she would do it. She was the heir. The tragedy of Gianna's story is the profound, senseless loss. On January 26, 2020, she was on that helicopter with her father. They weren't on a celebrity joyride. They were doing what they loved while traveling to a basketball game at the Mamba Sports Academy. She was 13 years old. The fact that they died together, father and daughter coach and protege, on their way to the sport that bonded them, is a tragedy of almost Shakespearean proportions. It's an unfillable void, a future stolen. The world's reaction to her death was a testament to the legacy she had already built at just 13. The public didn't just mourn Kobe, they mourned Gigi. The WNBA, the league she was destined to join, held an honorary draft for her, along with her teammates, Alyssa Altobelli and Peyton Chester, who also died in the crash. Her number 2 jersey was retired by her school. Her name was chanted in stadiums. The Mamba Sports Foundation was renamed the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation by Vanessa. A permanent recognition that Gigi's legacy was just as important as her father's. The untold story of Gianna Bryant is the story of her impact. Her payoff is not a life lived, but an inspiration that will last forever. She, alongside her father, has become a powerful symbol for the empowerment of women in sports. The girl dad phenomenon, which her father so proudly embraced, became a global movement because of her. Her unfulfilled potential now fuels a new generation of female athletes who play with her Mamba mentality, a blend of joy, curiosity, and relentless competitive fire. Her legacy is not just what she would have become, but what she has inspired and continues to inspire in countless others. Gigi's tragic death and immortal legacy left a void at the center of the family. But the crash also left 2 other much younger daughters, who will grow up in a world defined by the absence of the father and sister they were only just beginning to know. Number 2, the child of joy, the witness, Bianka Bella Bryant. After a significant gap in a period of marital turmoil that nearly ended in divorce, Kobe and Vanessa reconciled and their 3rd daughter was born. A child of that reconciliation, a symbol of a new happy chapter in his post-NBA life. But her story would be defined by a unique challenge navigating a world with fading, fractured memories of the father and sister she lost as a toddler. Born on December 5, 2016, Bianka Bella Bryant, or BB, arrived 10 years after Gianna. Her birth was a profound joy coming after Kobe's official retirement from basketball earlier that year. This was a different Kobe. He was no longer the active, relentlessly touring superstar. He was dad full-time. He was an Oscar winner, a businessman, a coach. And Bianka was the little princess of this new golden era. Her toddler years, as documented by her parents, were filled with joy and doting affection. The public saw videos of Kobe the fierce Mamba reduced to a puddle of loving goo, laughing with his bright, charismatic daughter. She was free from the intense basketball training of Gigi and the pressures of the early years scandals that Natalia had been born into. She was simply the joy of the family's 2nd act. Then the crash. Bianka was just 3 years old. This is the central poignant challenge of her life. She is the child who does have tangible, real memories of her father and her sister. But they are the fleeting, dreamlike, and fading memories of a 3-year-old. How does a child process such a loss? How does a mind so young comprehend that the father who threw her in the air, the sister she played with, are suddenly permanently gone? Her untold story is this quiet, internal psychological journey. Her life, guided by her mother Vanessa, is now a process of preserving those fragile memories. She will grow up watching videos and seeing photos, trying to distinguish her own real memories from the public-facing legend of the 2 family members she lost. She is a constant witness to her mother's and sister's grief, and her own grief must be processed in the shadow of theirs, all while being shielded from the public eye. Today, Bianka is a young girl. We see glimpses of her respectfully shared by Vanessa on social media to her millions of followers who feel a deep protective connection to the family. we see a vibrant, funny child who looks strikingly like her father. We see her dancing, playing, celebrating Gigi Day and her father's birthday, learning to ski, learning to play tennis. Her challenge is the relentless underlying public scrutiny of her childhood. The fact that her every milestone is viewed by the world through the lens of tragedy. Her achievement and her mother's is her very joy. Her ability to laugh, to dance, and to simply be a child is a testament to the incredible strength of Vanessa Bryant, who has managed to create a bubble of love and normalcy in the midst of unimaginable pain and ongoing legal battles. Bianca's journey will be one of carrying a memory that is part hers and part the world's. Bianca will have to navigate a world based on fading memories. But the youngest daughter, the final child, faces an even more profound challenge. A life with no memories at all. A life that began just months before the end. Number 1. The final heir. The blank page. Capri Kobe Bryant, the final child. The baby nicknamed Coco, born just 7 months before the crash. She was given her father's name, a final, beautiful act of love. But she is the daughter who will never have a single memory of his touch, his voice, or his smile. Her story is the ultimate blank page, forever defined by the legend she never ever met. Born on June 20th, 2019, Capri Kobe Bryant was the fourth and final daughter, the completion of Kobe's girl dad team. Her birth was a celebration. Kobe, now fully immersed in his second act as a creator and coach, was ecstatic. The family was complete. The public saw beautiful photos of this perfect, loving family of 6. Kobe's middle name was her middle name. She was the final heir, the baby of the dynasty. She was 7 months old. 7 months old when her father and her sister were killed. This is the profound, heartbreaking core of Capri's story. She has no memories. She will never have a single conscious personal recollection of Kobe or Gianna. Her entire life, her entire identity will be shaped by an absence. Her father is not a person. He is a story, a legend, a myth told to her by her mother and sisters. He is a face on murals, a voice in videos, a name chanted by adoring crowds. The challenge of her life is this immense, almost philosophical burden. How does a child process being Kobe's daughter when she never knew Kobe? How does she understand the global grief for a sister she will only ever see in pictures? The untold story of Capri is the one currently being written in complete silence away from the cameras by her mother. Vanessa Bryant's role here is perhaps her most difficult, not just raising a child, but introducing a child to a father who is a global icon. Capri's perception of Kobe will be 100% curated, a narrative built from the love of her mother, the memories of her sisters, and the overwhelming adoration of the world. She will grow up knowing she is part of something monumental, but without the personal connection to ground it. We see her as we see Bianca in the glimpses Vanessa shares. A smiling, happy toddler, now a young child nicknamed Coco Bean, just as her father was Bean. She is the light of the family, a symbol of new life and the future. But her journey will be a lifelong process of reconciling the myth with the man she never knew. She is the final living piece of his legacy, the daughter who carries his name into a future he will never see. Her life and her sister's is the true ongoing story of what Kobe Bryant left behind. The story of the Bryant daughters is a profound, ongoing testament to resilience in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Their lives are forever defined by the legacy of a man who was for many the greatest basketball player of his generation, a man who modeled his own intense drive on his childhood idol. That idol was, of course, Michael Jordan. On this channel previously, we explored the very different, yet equally complex story of another sporting god's children, the heirs of Michael Jordan. Did you know that his children face their own unique battles with the Jordan name, with his sons Jeffrey and Marcus, both trying to follow in his footsteps on the basketball court, and all of them navigating the shadow of the man considered the GOAT? The full complex story of Michael Jordan's children is one you won't want to miss. Click the video on your screen right now to uncover that incredible, untold story. And as always, thank you for watching.